Great to spend time with you again, Mohit. You're 7 months into your CEO role at Tech Mahindra. What have been your big learnings so far, maybe personally as well as professionally?
Sure, thank you, Phil. And it's great to see you again. I think it's been wonderful, right? Tech Mahindra is a company with $6.5 billion in revenues, 150,000 people. What I have realized over the past year is that we've got incredible talent, right? A huge depth of engineering talent. We've got an incredible client base, and we've got a very supportive group. Over the past 5 or 6 months, I've been focused on laying out, along with our top team, the strategy for the next 3 years, right? So in terms of how do we look at the revenue opportunities before us, how do we think about the transformation of industries, how do we think about AI, how do we think about the geographies where we operate, how do we think about the service lines. We've been thinking about how we drive greater productivity for ourselves and for our customers. So that's the mirror side of the revenue opportunity.
What have you learned personally yourself, being put in this role and taking the leadership helm for the first time?
I think a couple of things, right? One is obviously you have to spell out the vision for the organization, the vision for the investors and for the board about the long-term aspiration of where you want to go. But equally, there are a number of things that we need to continuously be doing to achieve that aspiration. So the way I think about it is we have to be impatient about the actions, right? There are a number of transformation initiatives on the company just now, a number of productivity imperatives. But we have to be patient because the results for this will take a while to show. So being impatient about the actions, but being patient about the results.
Yeah. And what has surprised you the most?
I feel that the one thing that surprised me is the amount of stamina required for the job, right? This truly is a 24/7 job. And so it also requires an intense amount of personal discipline. You have to sleep on time, you have to get up on time, you have to make sure you're mindful about what you eat and what you drink and how much you travel.
Right. You've been kind enough to sponsor the study we've been doing into GenAI adoption and today's roundtable with CXOs. How much has that impacted your business, would you say, at the moment? And what do you see happening in the next maybe year as we see the evolution?
I think, and we spoke about this previously as well, I think GenAI is a very powerful tailwind for our business. For one, I feel that we're able to take a significant amount of assets that relate to actionable use cases, right? Execution-oriented use cases for our customers. So there are horizontal use cases in terms of talent, in terms of cybersecurity, in terms of customer experience, in terms of developer productivity. And then there are vertical specific use cases like anti-money laundering, client onboarding, power consumption for networks. So this whole combination is what we're taking to our clients. That's one piece. The second piece, which is also very interesting, is the fact that we've developed a position of strength from a research perspective, right? So we're the only SI to have built a large language model, actually more than one large language model from scratch. So we built one in Hindi, we built one in Bahasa Indonesian. So I think the combination of the applied AI plus more the research-oriented AI gives me the confidence that the world is a lot more invested in tech, and I feel that GenAI will be a very powerful tailwind, not just for TechM, but for the whole industry.
That's some good advice right there. Good. Thank you. Thank you, Mohit. Absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Phil. Great seeing you again.